welcome back to 7 Minute Options here on Thursday, October 28th. Coming up on the end of the month here. So, yeah, that whole Pinterest takeover by PayPal, it was not a real thing, apparently. Yeah, who would have thunk it? So, I got completely hammered on Pinterest. So, Pinterest went from 2 or $63 a share down to 45. So it's like that whole PayPal takeover rumor never happened. Taking a look at Pinterest for a second. Most of my losses this year come from that one single stock. I was burned on an earnings play, which was a naked strangle in Stitch Fix earlier this year, back in January, February. Everything else has been going pretty well so far, and then of course now Pinterest completely hammered me twice now. Once in I think the July earnings call, and then again now in this whole PayPal debacle. But anyway, it's like it never happened. So if I look at Pinterest real quick, it went up like crazy. There you can see. That was the whole PayPal takeover rumor. And then as soon as it was announced that, hey, PayPal is actually not taking over, that was just some kind of a fake news type situation, boom, it fell right back down, actually lower than it was before. So now we're back to where we were in October, and then we kind of melted down even further. So now we're looking at 12-month lows for Pinterest. So right now Pinterest is as low as it was. Actually, more than that. I mean, yeah, this is the lowest it's been in over a year. I mean, my chart only goes back 1 year here. But so this is probably like a 1.5 or 2 year low. Interestingly enough, Pinterest is finally profitable. So it is, yeah, it's a social media company, blah, 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 but it is profitable. And what I'm guessing here is this recent meltdown probably has a lot to do with the way Apple changed its advertising and privacy things in the background, which is why Snap was down 25% a week or two ago. And so maybe people are just pricing this into pins, saying, hey, if Pinterest is reporting earnings next week, which it is, then maybe people are thinking it's going to have a very negative earnings report just the way Snap did. So if that's already priced in, then I think I'm just going to basically keep my position open right now and just hope that if this is already priced in and maybe the earnings report is not as bad as people are fearing, then maybe it'll go sideways or go up, and I can start recovering some of this money here. But yeah, what I can actually do is the $60 call here, there's only $26 here left of extrinsic value. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it down a little bit, not too far, because at some point I want to start rolling it back up. But if I'm at the 59 and I can go down to, say, the $56, $55, yeah, pick up 31 in credit. Why not, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this through earnings, and then once earnings is done, I'm only going to have like 10 days left to expiration, and then I'm going to roll out the put, roll out the strike, and try to get back to 20 or 30 delta on either side of the stock. So yeah, come on. So there we go. Hopefully I can pick up $30 there or thereabouts. Another position here is Fubo. So same thing, I got a covered strangle here. Fubo is doing really well. It's up near the top of the range. Here, these two blue lines represent my strangle. So I got the 22.5 put and the 31 call. And Fubo has been up right near the top of it. I actually expect Fubo's earnings in 2 weeks to be probably pretty positive. I think Fubo's subscriber growth is pretty solid. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to try to reset this so we're closer to the 30 deltas that I like to be at. So it's a covered strangle. What I'm going to do here is look at my position. On the put side, I'm down at the 9 delta. Again, the closer I am to the money, the higher the theta. So I'm going to move this back to, I'm going to close this one, and I'm going to roll it down to the, I'm going to roll it down to the 24 delta thereabouts, pick up $69 in credit, and that's going to allow me to raise my call a little bit, because I actually think this earnings report is going to move Fubo up rather than down. Can I move back? I can move up to the 35 delta, still pick up a $5 credit, This is going to cost me about $2 just in the transactions. It's almost like a free move to kind of reset both my put and the call closer to the strikes. Closer to the strikes, my theta is going to go up by a little bit. Now my buying power goes down by a little bit, but that's fine. Whatever, I'll take it. So I feel better about heading into earnings, because really, if Fubo goes up to 34.35, then my call is going to be in the money, and it's going to be easier to roll it out and up in the following month than it is if I stay where I am. So going a little bit directional there, but not really, because I'm roughly the 25-30 delta on either side of the stock price today. So I'm going to hold this one again through earnings and then roll it out. All right, next one is Square. Square is an interesting one. I was looking at this one. So I sold a $5 wide put credit spread. I used that to finance a $10 wide debit call spread. And I was thinking, and I got $35 in credit for putting this position on. And Square has been steadily moving up. I still have 85 days left to go. So if in the next 85 days I breach 330, I'm going to actually start making money, because this is a debit call spread. This is not an iron condor. And if I breach 340, then I could be looking at a maximum profit type situation here on this $1,000 wide debit call spread. What's interesting here is if I close it out today, I could pick up an additional $61 in credit, right? So should I take the $61 now, or should I hold this for 85 days? And so interestingly enough, one way to look at it is, if I look at the way Square is moving and the way that the options are priced today, Square has been, there's generally an uptrend in Square. I think Square's earnings report, which is coming out in 7 days, will be good. Again, I have no idea. This is not investment advice. This is just me guessing. It's me farting in the wind. I have no idea if it's going to be good or bad. But generally speaking, Square has been doing well. It's been trending up. It has deviated a little bit from this trend line, but I'm optimistic. Regardless of how I feel about it, doesn't matter. If I look at this trade thing here, the table, my positions are expiring here in the January 2022 expiration, the monthly expiration. So there you go, 85 days away. The 340 strike, right, which is a max profit type situation here. If I actually reach 340 on January 21st, I could be looking at $1,000. Now, I usually never go for max profit. It's almost, so if that's the case, I would probably close it, at like $900 or something, because I don't like to hold these through to expiration. Either way, let's look at the maximum number. So I have $1,000 I'd be looking at if I close at 340 on January 21st, 2022. And look, it's delta. It's about 10%. If I look at let's take a look at the in the money percentage. It's around 7%. So 7% of being in the money, roughly a 10 delta. Those two numbers are like more or less very similar. In some cases, they're the same. In this case, they're a little bit different. But let's say 7%. So if I have a 7% chance of making $1,000 on this position, it's worth 7% of 1,000, which is worth roughly $70, right? So I can wait and try to make $70. Like that's kind of roughly what it's worth today, or I can close it out today for 65. So there's really no benefit to closing it out today, right? So in this case, I'm just going to hold it. I'm going to see where this goes. If Square has a good earnings report, because really at 7%, I don't really have an expectation of being in the money there. This was a long shot when I opened it like a year ago, and in reality, like it didn't take off the way I thought it would take off. So right now, it's still very much a long shot, right? Even my 330 debit call only has a 9% chance. So I don't think I'm going to hold this all the way out to 85 days. But if Square does have a good earnings report and Square jumps up to 270 or 280 on earnings, then yeah, maybe I can close this out for $100, $150 or something and say, okay, that's fine, I'll take it, and be done with that one. All right, so that's my plan for Square there. Not adjusting anything else. Waiting for a few more days. I think on Monday I'm going to start to roll out most of these positions. Looking at EA, I got earnings coming up in 6 days. And the question is, do I want to hold this through earnings or not? So I think maybe when I come in on Monday, I might just close it out. So far, I'm $24 ahead, so I can close this out and not have to worry about holding a naked strangle through earnings. If I do want to hold through earnings, then maybe I want to roll it up. So I haven't decided that one yet. What I mean by roll it out is just roll it out wider. If I take a look at EA right now, earnings on November 3rd, so I can close this on Monday and not take it through earnings. If I do feel like taking it out through earnings, the call side is at the 14 delta, and the put side is at the 5 delta. So actually, these are actually quite far. And maybe I'm okay. I mean, I really don't have a big expectation that EA is going to breach a 5 delta position at 6% chance of that being breached. This one has a 12% chance. Again, it's highly unlikely. But actually, these are far enough away from the money that maybe I'm okay holding it through earnings. Interestingly enough, there's a slight volatility crush, right? This is going to go from 53% volatility. Sorry, this position has 41% vol, and it's going to go down to about 34, 35. So there is going to be a bit of a volatility crush as we go through earnings. So maybe I'll hold it through earnings. Yeah, actually, before I even opened that thing, I thought I was closer to the money. I thought my deltas were higher, but deltas being 5 on the put side and about 10 or 15 on the call side, maybe I'm okay holding it through earnings. 140 to 155 actually looks a little bit close. So maybe if EA jumps to 150 or something, it's like, then I might be a little bit underwater. But already I'm $22 in the hole on the call side, which is strange, even though it's still $15 out of the money, and it's still only a, what was it, like 10, 12 delta? Yeah, 14 delta, 12% in the money. So at some point, I expect this one to turn green on me here, which would be great. My goal on this one was to get 50%, right? I got $148 for it, and I want to buy it back for 72. And right now, I could buy it back for 125 and pocket $23. I think on Monday that'll be a little bit higher, and then I'll make the call on Monday whether or not I want to hold it through earnings. That's it. That's what I'm looking at today. Oh yeah, this SPY thing, 22 days away. This is annoying. If you guys recall, I opened this thing, and it was a little bit skewed to the call side, which means when I opened this Iron Condor 20 days ago, I was actually expecting SPY to go up, so I left a little bit extra room on the call side, and here we are, 457, and my short call is at 457. So that is the reason why this Iron Condor is not making money right now. So I'm kind of waiting for a bit of a pullback in SPY. SPY kind of did a bit of a run. It's kind of plateauing. You can see the RSI is quite high. I'm waiting for this to pull back. If that one pulls back, I think this position is going to start turning around on me pretty quickly. I'm only 22 days away. If not, then maybe I'll start rolling up the puts and maybe even try to rolling it out. I could roll this out into next month and still collect money. Not a whole lot of money, but I could. There you go. It's if I roll into the weeklies, I get $7, whatever. So I can still buy myself more time to be right, which is fine. But actually, I think it's gonna plateau a little bit. A lot of the good news with a lot of the big earnings, like the Facebooks and the Googles and the Microsofts, that's kind of out now. So hopefully, maybe it's gonna start to plateau and pull back a little bit. All right, so that's that one. IWM is doing pretty well. That one I'm $39 ahead with 22 days to go, and I'm at 233 on the call side. Again, it's the call side that it's being challenged a lot more than the put side, but I think I'm still doing okay. Yeah, it's right in the middle. So I expect with 22 days to go, this is going to start moving in my favor pretty quickly. I'm already $39 there. I could buy back for 121, but my goal here is to buy back for 76. I think that's actually going to move in my favor over the next week or so. So I'm pretty optimistic that that's going to work out well. And so with SPY, I got to make some decisions pretty quick here. At 457, I've reached my short call. So I'll wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I might choose to roll it out into the next month and buy myself more time. I might roll up the puts a little bit. Actually, what happens if I roll up the puts now? Let's see this. Roll the strikes up. So these puts now are I'm at the 8 delta, and it's $5 wide. I could try to reset this to the, let's say 20 delta. I think that's where it was when I opened the position. So I sell the 20 delta, I buy it back to $5 wide, I pick up 28 bucks, and I'm still at the 20 delta. Why not? Let's do it. I'll pick up 27 bucks. And as always, I gotta close the existing position. So I'll take this one. I'll close this position. Sorry. I'll cancel the working order. There we go. And go back to SPY. Put that $5 thing back on. Go to the 20 delta. Sell the 441 and buy the 436. So establish the $5 wing. Resetting to the 20 delta. Picking up the 30 credit. That's good. I'll pick up 30 extra bucks there. Interestingly enough, my butterfly. Let's see the butterfly here. So I opened this butterfly at the 400 level just as a bit of a hedge. So if the SPY were to crash down to 400, we just had big earnings in good earnings coming out of a couple of companies. I don't think in the next 2 weeks or so this is gonna crash on me. So I can still pick up some money here. So I can still pick up 25 bucks. Yeah, let's do that. I'll try to, basically, I'll just take it off, is what I'm trying to say. 23 credit, why not? Somebody wants to pay me 23, let them, and they do. It's great. I'll pick up 23 extra bucks. That is, I'll pick up 23 bucks. I would have just let it expire worthless. Otherwise, it was just on there as a hedge. And you know what? I'll replace this. I'll pick up 29 if nobody wants to pay me 30 for it. Anyway, I'll keep that open. Hopefully that'll fill in the next 5-10 minutes. Otherwise, that's it for today. Thanks.